686,000 in the concluded KCSE. We're talking about 490,000 who scored D+ and above. Let's flip the coin away from the top scorers. And sometimes you realize there's less focus or less talk about the students who scored that mark that is on the threshold of the university, as it is, or as how our system of education is structured. What more do we need to do from where you sit in regards to just make sure there's inclusivity even for the students?
Now that's where rubber meets the road. Actually, that should be our focus rather than the A's. The A's will get their engineering, their law, their computer science. But these young ones who will not meet the minimum cut for a diploma, because most people will take diploma from C-. That's why we talk about the D+. Where do they go?
Yes.
Are they skilled enough? Did they waste their time in school? I don't think so. The way the education system is currently structured, there is a cake for everybody. There is what we call the Kenya National Qualifications Authority, and they have a framework that allows a child with as low as E to work their way up to a PhD. You start with artisan. With a grade as a D-, you can start from your artisan level. You move to certificate. You move to diploma, you move to degree, and whatever other level that you're actually interested in. And what is lacking, Doreen, is public awareness of what that child can do. I work at Zetech University. I have seen these kids come with C-, and we start them from the TVET level. For example, they'll do a certificate in food and beverage, they'll do a certificate in electrical wiring, and by the time they finish, they have some skills, and they can start working. They can sponsor themselves to certificate level. They can sponsor themselves to diploma. And they're actually able to do that with the proper guidance. The only difference is that it takes you longer to get to your degree if you started from certificate. And many of them, for example, the ones who do certificate in food and beverage, by the time they finish their diploma, they're employed by the big hotels, locally and globally. I know several who are even in Dubai. So they don't even want to do that degree finally because they have the skills. So if we got more public awareness on what is this progression, how does the children join the university? Because we need to tell them, you got a D+, you're not a failure. You are just able, I would say, differently. You didn't get an A like the kid who's going to do engineering. But remember, that engineer cannot work unless they have a technician. You have the story about engineers who cannot even fix a light bulb. Who fixes the light bulb?
The technician.
When the engineer does the drawing, who does the implementation? Who does the rollout? The technician, who probably started with a C-. So we need to actually tell these kids, you're useful, you actually have a career, and you have a place in society.